everyone, today we're going to be going over the best practices in real estate. What I've done is I've created a document that goes over everything that I've done back in the past that has made me successful. And I broke it down step by step, a little bit of each thing. I'll dive deep a little bit into each one, but each of these could actually have their own individual training. This is really just a broad aspect of what I do. That way you know what to get into. Just like, for instance, my very first year, I closed 6 million in volume, made over 100 grand. You guys can easily do the same thing. I was 21 years old. You guys could obviously do it. 21 couldn't. Anyone can. All right. So I've sent this to everyone. It's really just the onboarding for new agents at Austin James. However, it's really for everyone. And what I just wanted to show was things that I think everyone should know when they're trying to sell real estate. So the biggest thing first is Boomtown. We've got an amazing CRM system that is unbelievable. I mean, I had people nonstop text me, call me, or just respond back to me that are potential leads, and I never even did a thing to reach out to them. That's what made it gold. It was amazing. Like, what other thing can you have to where the system is working for you? So just for instance, last week I had someone text me back from an auto drip I had set up saying, hey, I'm actually looking to buy. Can we get it set up next week? I had an email come in today say, hey, I like these houses you're sending. Can we see them tomorrow? And I wasn't even sending houses from Rain. That was actually just a system of Boomtown sending the houses. So it was truly amazing. And once you get Boomtown fully set up to the way it should, it's working for you. You're not working for the system. And then that's the best way to become successful while saving your time and making the most money. So navigating Boomtown is the biggest thing. If you guys haven't taken the Boomtown training, I highly recommend it. Even every training I have on it, even if you've done it, I recommend still attending just because you may learn something new every time. Boomtown is a complex system. However, when you get it fully set up, it is true gold. If you haven't signed up for their fundamentals classes, I would do that. They have it's 3 days worth of webinars. It's 1 hour each day. They have it on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday where you can sign up for those times. I would do that. Like, I can dive deep into it, but they dive even deeper. So when you're taking their class and my class, truly makes life a lot easy. So I recommend doing that. To do that, just go to your Boomtown homepage, and I'll actually show you guys since we are sharing screens. Go to Boomtown, and then, ooh, Boomtown look a little funky. All right, okay. Wants me to sign in real quick. Let's do that. No, wrong password. Perfect. No, yeah, I have like 100 different variations of one password, so it's okay. All right, so we're on the Boomtown homepage right here. To go to that fundamentals knowledge base, you're gonna click on this tab up top left. You're gonna go down to support. Then you're going to click on training. And from there, now what I want to do is, so my view is a little different because I'm in the broker admin view. I would go to learner view, which I'm pretty sure is how your guys is set up already. And then you'll see here they have live virtual fundamentals day 1, day 2, day 3. I would just take all of them just because, I mean, why not? It's 1 hour out of your day, and you can do a lot with all of this. So sign up for all of these if you haven't yet. It's actually live. It's not recorded, so you can ask questions while you're on it. It's truly amazing what they do there. So then they would go over adding leads of your own, which I did in the very beginning. I added a lot of my friends or people that I thought potentially were going to eventually sell. So I added them in my Boomtown and created a specific drip campaign for them, just checking in with them once a month, because really your sphere is eventually where you just want to sell to. Like, your sphere can potentially get you a referral on a referral on a referral. And your sphere is mainly friends and family, but also people that you've sold a house to, people that are familiar with you. And when people are familiar with you and now can pass your name to someone else, that is the easiest sale in the world. Selling to someone that you've never met before, it's difficult, yeah, but it's definitely plausible. So we want to make sure that we're getting our sphere in there, especially in the beginning, and then just become familiar with the system. The next thing that you guys should all be good with is Matrix. Matrix is your lifeline because that's where we send houses. It's where we do CMAs. That's where we can show our knowledge and expertise in the area while having value that other people don't have. Like, people use Zillow, ours is 1,000 times better than Zillow. So a lot of the times I capture people by selling we're better than, or saying that we're better than Zillow. And they're like, wait, what's better than Zillow? And then that's when I show them. A lot of time I'll try to show them in person, because if I could show them in person how we're better, then they're stuck to you. They're like, yes, okay, I need to listen to this guy because he knows what he's talking about. He has a resource that I don't have, and that's what makes us valuable. Sorry. Now, the biggest key that separates us from Zillow is Rain and Matrix. And with Matrix, what we can do is we can take out every house that's under contract. Sorry, wrong pipe. Man. Now, Zillow does not recognize when houses go contingent. Now, Boomtown and HomeSnap can, which is amazing. But if you're with a client in the office, you can take out every house under contract and show them, hey, look, you just gave me a list of 20 houses and 19 out of the 20 are under contract. Why? Because you were looking on Zillow. I wasn't. I was looking on my actual computer with my MLS, and this is why I'm valuable to you. And so I've done that multiple times and captured many people just because of that. Just getting in front of people is definitely the hard part, but if you can kind of give them that hook saying I'm better than Zillow, then sometimes it's an easier way to get them in. But you definitely want to navigate all of Rain. We'll go to Rain's website right here. Let me pull up here. Whoop. There we go. All right, so this is Rain's homepage. This is where our MLS is, where we do all our searches, our CMAs and all that. But let's go to their actual homepage. Let me go here. Pretty sure this is theirs right here. So I'm sure you guys are familiar with this. Become familiar with it. Matrix is gold. You must use it every day, setting up auto drip campaigns or auto searches, save searches. You want to do all of that for your clients. That way you are providing the service that you can by sending them the houses, but also saving your time by not actually sending them houses. You know, the system doing it for you. Again, you want the system to work for you, you not work for the system, and they've really done a great job of creating that. Instinet Solutions, that is where we do all our electronic signatures. You definitely want to become familiar with it as well to make your life easy on writing offers on the fly extremely fast, and or just listing appointments. And that way I don't have to help you every second in the day. But anyways, well, they offer a free class, Rain does, for that. So I highly recommend taking that. I'll definitely do a class on that as well, but it's just good to know. They have a calendar too that you can take all of their classes. I did that. I took every single class at Rain, even a contract training class. I took that class twice. And that was just so I can fully understand everything that's within the contract. Like, I've been doing this for years. I've seen a lot of stuff, but still taking that contract training class, going it word for word, the entire thing, is truly a different story. But something else that you need to take advantage of is when you're on here, going to Realist. Realist is another big key and big player in here, because one, Realist will show you when a house has and I don't want to show you because it'll take a while, but it'll show you when a house is in a flood zone, and then you can see the flood maps as well. That is key because flood can ruin a deal for you. So you want to make sure there is no flood insurance, and if there is, you want to make sure you can get a flood quote right away. That way you know the deal is going to work properly. And then and not just that, you can even look up owners. So like if, for example, you have someone in Boomtown, you see their name, you can look up that person's name in Realist and actually find their house. A little creepy, maybe, not really, but it's so you can actually find the house, verify the house, and then just see some other info on it. You can even see all the mortgage dates that they've got, so it makes life just a little easier for you. Again, attend all Rain classes. I've done the comps one on here, how to do comps real quick and how to set up best home searches. We'll do another one in the future, but again, just start playing with it. Set up auto searches because they make your life easy. And for example, we'll just go to mine real quick. You see all these people, they have been on my website, and I haven't sent houses in weeks, honestly. and I can see these people are on favoriting houses and all that. I haven't sent houses in forever. All I did was set up auto searches to where it's sending it to them, and they think I'm doing it for them. So makes life a lot easier for me. Again, transaction desk, become familiar with it, get used to it, take the class with Rain, and then we'll do more webinars on it too. For Austin James Realty, I set up templates that we can easily just auto input an offer extremely fast. I will do that for Austin James Real Estate very soon. Just haven't had time to do it, but I will get that done. That way, if you guys ever want to write an offer, which hopefully you will, it'll be a lot quicker. Brokerment. Brokerment makes life easy when it comes to compliance. Brokerment has saved us before on just making sure we have all documents that are necessary. If we don't have all documents necessary and we get audited, then that is not going to be good. For example, I actually just got a random audit from Rain on one of my listings saying, hey, we need all paperwork on your listing. And if you don't have all the paperwork and the listing is live, you're going to get a fine for that. So because of this, it avoids you getting that fine. So we have it in there that makes sure you have all documents. It labels it red if you need it. But again, to stay compliant, now you don't always get audited, but in case you do, you definitely want it there. Not just that, just say 2 years down the line, you sold a house today, 2 years from now, the buyer's trying to say you said something during a home inspection, whatever. If you have all documents in Brokerment and it's nice and organized, you can save yourself. I mean, people have gotten sued over that. So just making sure we have everything so we can avoid getting sued later, because some people are crazy out there, honestly, and they can be trying to make up something, just trying to get an extra 50 grand. We don't want that. That's why we have E&O as well, to protect you on that. But if we can still win the case, just saying, hey, this is everything I have, it's just an extra safety measure for you. So definitely always input your documents in Brokerment. Also, you kind of have to get paid if you want to get paid. I mean, I don't mind holding the money there. That's fine by me. But if you want the money, then put the docs in Brokerment. We went over Realist. It's truly gold when you're talking about flood zones. And looking at the flood map too, it's actually pretty cool because you do see the zone and where it goes. I remember selling a house in Lake Placid, and half the neighborhood's in a flood zone, the other half's not. And it kind of sucked because my house was in a flood zone. But it's just cool to look at and see how it actually goes. And then you can also search people and other properties. If you look up like Ortiz for last name, you'll see, wow, there's 10,000 Ortiz in Hampton Road. It's crazy, but it's pretty cool what you can do. So definitely mess around with it. Just play around with it. If you want to look up your parents on there and then just see how it works, it's pretty cool. Language of sales. All of these will kind of be real life trainings that I would set. Now, we can always do objections to overcome, and we have. However, the best form of going over that kind of stuff is live stuff. So if you ever want to do that, meet me in person and come with me on a training. I'm more than happy to show you guys how I talk to buyers, how I talk to sellers. I'll do that with you guys, but I can't always predict what they're going to say. So just being able to talk to them and getting in front of them is gold, because once you can get in front of them, you can usually sell yourself, and that's what you got to do. And also, we'll talk about C over here. Learn how to bring in a conversation about your real estate career. I've gotten many sales because of doing that. I mean, my favorite one is talking about me being at the dog park and getting a sale from there. Like literally just bring my dog there and then just started talking about real estate and how I do sales. And this guy was like, oh man, yeah, I'm looking for a house. I was like, hey, do you have a realtor? He's like, no. And I was like, perfect, dude. Let's meet at 2 o'clock tomorrow. He's like, let's do it. Sold him a house. It was awesome. Another one of my favorites is I go to the gym One Life. The front desk lady was like, hey, me and her just talk every now and then, and somehow she brought up she was aggravated that day. I was like, why are you aggravated? She's like, these agents just aren't showing me houses. And I was like, wait, what? Not showing you houses? Like, hold up, I'm right here. I sell real estate. She's like, you're a realtor? I was like, yeah. And so it's cool like that you just bring up in conversation, just random places that you go to. It's stuff like that when you're familiar with the people. definitely somehow throw in there that you sell real estate. Because if the world knows, then you will definitely get a lot more sales. So that's what you want to do. With anything in life. I mean, every networking event I go to, I try and wear my name tag too, because they say it says on there, real estate owner and all that. And so it's kind of an icebreaker, if you would say, just because then you don't even have to say it. They see your name tag. Or I'll be at Tropical Smoothie and they'll see, oh, Austin, and I'm like, oh yeah, my name, cool. But it's just cool. So if you don't have a name tag, definitely get one. Makes life just a little easier on you. Social media is huge, and I can't even tell you how many times I've gotten sales from this and how many listings I just got from this. For example, I post on social media all the time about real estate. I mean, if you guys don't follow me or anything, you would know everything is basically about real estate or my dog. And for example, when I left high school, I added all my high school teachers that I had on Facebook, so they've been keeping up with me throughout the years. Well, about a month and a half ago, my old oceanography teacher reached out to me and was like, hey, Austin, you're killing it in real estate. You know, we're looking to sell our rental. Can you help us out? I was like, yeah. No, yes, I will definitely help you. So it was cool to just reconnect with them that way, but it was also just a free lead. I mean, her house is worth $320,000. So in reality, 3% of that is like $10,000. So is social media worth $10,000 to you? And this is only like one example. I mean, I could get like 5 of these a year to make 50 grand just posting on Facebook. Like, what kind of stupid money is that? Like, I'm not even kidding. That's just free money just posting on the computer or on your phone. So definitely do it every single day. There was a time where I was doing it every single day, maybe 3-4 times a day, posting videos and all that. Then I got busy and stopped. But now I picked it back up, and I really regretted stopping. You guys should seriously do it every single day, and just about something, but something that's interesting for people. Another one I had great feedback on was, and this actually related to my life too. So I'm building a house, and I was posting, me and my girlfriend were arguing because I was like, all right, I want a really big shower, and she was like, no, shower and tub, and I was like, no, a huge shower would be amazing. And I was like, you know what? Let me post this on Facebook and Instagram for people to vote and see what they think. And it was amazing because we had like 300 votes. It was just crazy how many people actually voted on it. And ultimately, it was 50-50. I was like, I can't believe this came out to 50-50. Like, this did not help me whatsoever. So ultimately, we did the big shower. Yeah. Yeah, she was not happy. But, you know, it's my house. I get to do what I want. So I did the vote. I was just gonna, if it was gonna be bathroom and bathtub and shower, I would have done it, but it was 50-50, so I overrided that one. But it's just cool stuff like that actually gets a lot of engagement, because then a lot of people actually know now you're in real estate. So it's just cool, fun stuff like that that you can do different than just a post. Videos do get a lot of views and a lot more exposure. And if you ever go live, like if you see your friends go live, you get that auto like notification saying, hey, your friend's live. You know, if you do that, it goes to everyone else's phone too. So you can easily do that. Just know you can mess up in person. So try to avoid that. But the more you do this, the better you get. So it's a lot more fun. Wonderlist, truly amazing system that I have learned to use, and it is pure gold in my life. We'll go over here. This is actually just for our office, but what's cool is you can assign different tasks to different people when they're due. How important is it? You can use it for everything in your life. For example, we're going on another cruise, and my girlfriend already made a list for cruise, and our cruise is 200 days away. But whatever, me and her are on it, and if we ever think of something, we can go on here. I obviously don't need body glitter. I know. So it's a shared list between us, and this is obviously my girlfriend. And boob pedals. Yeah, I don't think I need boob pedals. But so I have the office one to where everyone in the office, me, James, Susie, Liz are on. And then just me and my girlfriend are on the cruise list. But now that I'm actually looking at this stuff, that is hilarious. But you can use it for anything you want. This is my personal work to do, what I want to make sure I get done. It syncs with your phone right away. It's free. So it's definitely a great system to use. I love using it every single day of my life. Truly a life changer. Taxes and financial management. I've done this class multiple times. Really, it's just showing you guys how to set up your financials better in real estate. Just because real estate is a lot like college, where no one's telling you what to do. Kind of just got to figure it out on your own. So that's why joining a team or doing trainings like this helps. However, my first year when I was selling real estate, no one told me what to do. Made 130 grand, like I talked about, but then little did I know I had to owe 40 grand to the government at the end of the year. Definitely not a fun time. So learning the hard way, I've been able to teach people how to avoid that. I still pay the 40 grand a year, but I usually get about 10 grand back at the end of the year, which most 1099s don't. So there's a way to do it. Highly recommend getting that class out of the way or just watching it. And then also get a good accountant, because they'll definitely help you out in the future. Open houses was a huge way how I started my career. With the open houses, I was able to get lots of leads from it. I closed a couple of deals from it. Not just that, your sellers actually think you're doing something. In reality, with listings, we don't really do too much except for on the computer. However, open houses actually shows the initiative that you're doing it. You're trying to get the house most exposure as possible. Not just that, I do my open houses to really get those people that are looking to buy that don't have a realtor. So it's like, all right, I have a $600,000 listing. You know, open houses really only sell the house 1% of the time. But if I can get another $600,000 buyer from it, now I can take that 600,000 listing and make it a $1.2 million volume, just because I have the listing out and a buyer who maybe didn't want the house but now wants another place. So that's my main goal in that, and it's free. Again, free is key. Spending money on leads is never fun. Not just that, you get that upfront face-to-face interaction, which is the hardest thing to do when trying to get business. So meeting someone face-to-face, selling them, and then getting them to use you, that's really what open houses should do. I'll do one in the future. I've got a new listing coming on the market where I'll do, I think it's going to come on the market next week. I'll do an open house the following week for that. And if you wanted to join, you can. Be more than happy to show you guys how I do it, what flyers I set up, what advertising I do, how I set up the signs, what documents I do. I mean, I'll show you everything I do for it. And you're more than happy to attend. And if you wanted to try and steal some buyers from me, totally fine. That's cool. I'll just use that as a training. Setting appointments with buyers. That's the biggest thing, is just trying to get in front of the people. But once you have the people, how do you set up the appointment? How do you talk to the listing agents? What can you do? How to navigate your schedule? It's all about saving yourself time, because time is money. And the best way to navigate around that, I can definitely show you guys what I do. I haven't done that class just yet, but I need to. So I'll make sure we can set that one up real soon. Just because even just setting up a route for your drive, I mean, it's key. But not just that, like setting up the time schedule to make sure everything flows perfect. That's the goal. Setting up pre-approvals. I don't know if a lot of you use UAM or United Atlantic Mortgage. They're beyond my favorite mortgage company. To set up an approval, all you do is you go to uamva.com, and then you'll go over to their agent portal. Right here, where I will click on, and then what I'll do is I'll put in my agent info, the buyer's info, buyer's phone number, buyer email, best day we want a loan officer to reach out, and a message, and then enter the code so it doesn't think you're a robot. But this is how I do all my UAM pre-approval requests. It's gold because they reach out every single time. I don't have to rely on a lender saying, hey, call them, try and talk to them then. Everything's right up front. Pure gold what they do, so I highly recommend using that. And UAM is honestly the best mortgage company I've ever come across, so definitely give them a shout out and just give them a try. Google Calendar, I live by my calendar. If you guys haven't realized, you all have access to my calendar. I sent that invite out last week. I truly live by this, and if I didn't, I don't know how I would live for real. Everything is set up in here for a reason. And it's mainly so I know how to maximize my time. For example, just today, I need to train some new agents, right? Like one-on-one trainings. And I was like, where do I have time in my schedule to where I can train them? So I was like, oh, okay, right after this webinar, I can fit this in there. I can fit it in there. and a newer agent can't come till 4 o'clock most days, so we'll do it down here as well. So it's nice to know I can always figure out a time for someone or for a client as well. I can say, okay, if a client hit me up tomorrow, said, can we see houses tomorrow at 2 o'clock? I can say, yes, I can, or 2:15. That way I know I can make it happen. And actually, I'm pretty sure I did get that email. She even said, yeah, she said tomorrow afternoon, or she gets off work at 5:30. Well, all right. So she gets off work at 5:30. I'm supposed to have softball practice, but do I really need softball practice? Probably cancel that one and go do that showing. Just because, I mean, money is money. $6,000. I'll take that all day long, compared to just a softball practice rather than actual games. So live by your calendar because it really truly maximizes your time. Sending referrals to other agents, that is a huge thing. I mean, we have a lot of people in our area who are originally looking for Virginia Beach or Chesapeake, and sometimes they can't make it on time, or make it on time. What am I talking about? Sorry, that post threw me off. Usually, if they can't stay here and just say the military is now going to get stationed in California, we still want to be able to make money off of them somehow. It sounds bad, but you got to eat at home. And I've done this plenty of times to where I'll say, hey, yeah, I have a colleague in California. If I can connect you to, that'd be amazing. And they're like, yeah, sure, we trust you, so we trust who you're going to send us with. So then usually at that point, I'll do my research and ask around, hey, who's a good agent in San Francisco, for example? I'll call them, interview them, make sure that they'll take care of this client well. And when they close on the house, then usually I'll get 25% of their commission. Well, in Cali, let's just say the average commission or average house is $1 million. And on $1 million, we'll do this, times 0.03 is $30,000. Well, imagine the commission on a 25% referral. That's $7,500 in your pocket for literally just connecting a name. I do this every year, maybe make around $10,000 or so, and I do it randomly. I'll never forget. My girlfriend's dad's dad died in Wyoming. This was like 2 years ago, and her name's Sarah. Sarah was like, "Hey, can you help my dad find an agent in Wyoming to sell the house?" And I was like, "Sure." Found an agent. The house ended up being worth like $450, and I got like $3,500 from that. I was like, wow, all I did was give him a name in Wyoming. That was amazing. So I went to Sarah. I was like, hey, Sarah, we're going to a surprise trip to Cali for a little vacation. So I spent the $3,000. But yeah, definitely not smart either because, the government does tax you on that. And even though we get 100%, at that time I wasn't prepping for that. So ultimately it cost me a little bit more than it did. But still, I mean, $3,500, cool little getaway vacation in Cali that I've never been to. So it's cool stuff like that. And I could always show you guys how I do that and how I search for people. Best ways to run a listing. Honestly, get a transaction coordinator. They will take care of your entire life. It costs money, sure. But that $400 or say is truly worth every penny, because if I'm spending $400 to make $10,000, okay, now I make $9,600, okay? But during that $400 of what I'm spending, now I've freed up hours and hours and hours of my time to go and find more clients. So now I could take that $400 and say, okay, that opened up 5 hours a week on my schedule. Oh, nice. Oh, okay, cool. So now that has that just threw me off. What was I talking about?
The transaction coordinator.
Yes. Sorry. Okay, so now that freed up all the time in the world to where now I get a new client and now make another $10,000. So yeah, we'll look at $400 and say, okay, it's steep, yes, but the best part is you don't pay them until you close. So this was a great transition in there. It's truly the best investment you can ever have. If you're on the team, it's provided. If you're not, get one anyways. You can use whoever you'd like. But it's a pretty good thing to get. You can use them on listings, buyers. They're truly amazing. And I implement them with Wunderlist as well, which makes life easy because now you can organize all your stuff. Very simple. I know, some random stuff popping up on my computer. Mojo, truly another lifesaver that has saved me a ton of time. Again, time is money. So Mojo does cost money. It's about $150 per person per month. And then I also spend the extra money on getting expired withdrawals and FSBO info. But Mojo alone saves me hours and hours a day. I mean, I call 100 people in 40 minutes. And before, it used to take me 6-7 hours to call that, or not even, I'd call like 60, 70 people, not even 100. So being able to call that many more people, now my conversion is higher just because I'm making a lot more phone calls, one. But two, it's just easier to keep in contact with these people. Home inspections, termite inspections, that is best to learn in person. I can show you guys how to set appointments and all that, but really you just kind of text your person, and they're pretty easy to use. Always know your time frame for when the PICRA is due. The PICRA is usually due within 10 days, but if you go past that 10-day limit and you don't have a PICRA over, the sellers now can get rid of that contingency and don't have to fix the thing. Now you kind of screw the buyer on it. So always know when that PICRA is due. Sometimes people want 5 days, which is kind of crazy, or sometimes 7. So just know. Appraisals, always know what can happen in all scenarios. Appraisals can, I mean, there's multiple things that can happen. Really, there's 3 things that could happen. If one is if it comes in over contract price, nothing happens. 2, if it comes in at contract price, which it usually does. 3, if it comes in lower than contract price. At that point, you got a couple decisions to make. So if you guys don't know what to do there, talk to me. Also, talk to me if you guys don't know what appraisers are looking for. Because appraisers are all looking for generally the same stuff. Some of them are more lenient than others. Generally, if you see rotten wood, you want to tell your sellers to get it fixed ASAP, because you never want this the appraiser to come out there a second time. Because if they do, now it's just going to delay stuff, and you don't want that. RPR is the best home evaluation tool I've ever used in my life. Only realtors have access to it, which is unfortunate. So if you are a realtor, if you're at Austin James Realty, you have free access to it. If you're at Austin James Real Estate, you don't. But if you ever needed help on a listing or a buyer, you can always go to me easily, and then I can put the address in and help you guys out a little bit. If you are a brand new agent, within a year, you got to take care of your post licensing. You do that through Mosley. It's free. It took me about 5 hours to do. Definitely knock it out of the way from the beginning, because if you have that hassle over your head, especially when you get busy later, it is not fun. Organizing your sales is huge. Brokerment helps out a lot, but I do it a lot within my computer as well, just because it's quick. And say if I had no internet, I can still pull up my files here. I can always show you guys how I do that later. Definitely learn every contract there is on the buy and list side, just because you want to know what you're talking about, what forms are always needed. When you have a transaction coordinator, they'll know what is needed, but you should still know, because it kind of is our job. So good to know. And then the very last thing on this page is just the brokerage information. You have the brokerage info. You have our office, phone number, address, our RAIN ID. This is Austin James Realty, not real estate. You have the principal brokers info. You have the co-brokers info, James. You have the front desk when they're available, and what days they're off. And then all agents always have access to the office. So if you guys don't have a key, please get a key. I know this was a little longer than anticipated, but I hope it helped for everyone. If you guys have any questions, just shoot me a text, give me a call, just because we are running out of time on this. So hope it worked for everyone. If you guys need anything, reach out. Take care, guys.
Sweet. Thank you.